G'day fam, welcome back to another practice. In today's practice all you're going to need is yourself and a practice space, but if you do like to practice with any props, grab them. Let's start in a wide-legged child's pose. So your knees go wide, your big toes touch your hips, sink for your heels, and then maybe you have a few sways from side to side through the hips. Then begin to walk the hands out and soften the hands, or the chest, excuse me, in between the shoulders. And just taking a moment to ground down into the earth, to take a few deep inhales and slow exhales, and to prepare yourself for your practice today. Just being really intentional in these first few moments, just to land, to let go of anything you're holding on to, and to try and drop in. Taking one more deep inhale, and a long smooth exhale. And then your next inhale, slowly begin to come up onto your hands and knees and to begin to make clockwise circles with your shoulders over your wrists. Starting to maybe oil up the creaky joints, warm through the wrists, the knees, the shoulders, reverse directions of your circles. And just knowing this practice is going to be a little bit of work. Flipping the fingers to face the thighs. I haven't done my workout today, so this is going to be my workout, so it's going to be fun to do that with you guys and to have you guys follow along. Just moving through some cat-cows here. Inhale, belly softens, you gaze forward. And exhale, round away. And just following your inhales and your exhales. Just trying to articulate through the spine as much as possible. And flipping your fingers back to face the front of the room, tucking the toes underneath. Begin to sink your hips towards your heels, coming into your toes pose. Just turning the palms up on the thighs, untucking your pinky toe. Those pesky little buggers tend to get stuck underneath. Relaxing the shoulders down and just drawing some circles through your head and your neck. And just really beginning to be mindful of the breath. Now as we move, we tend to lose sight of the breath, to lose our way with the breath. So if you can just try and stick with it, just try and be mindful, rolling the head back to center, making any movements through the neck. That'll feel good. And placing the palms, untucking the toes, tapping through the tops of the feet, and rolling back to your downward facing dog. Pedaling through the heels, relaxing through the neck, and trying to encourage as much length through your spine as possible. And taking the feet just a little bit wider than hip width apart, begin to walk your hands all the way to the back of the mat towards your feet as you fold in Uttanasana. As you inhale, sink the hips down, reach the arms forward, Malasana. And with an exhale, hinging and folding. Good, inhale, hips soften down, gaze forward. Exhale to fold. And just moving at your own pace with this. Opening up into the hips, opening up into the backs of the legs. Hoping you can't hear my creaky knees on the mic because they are going wild today for some reason. Good, maybe take a few bounces in your Malasana or open up through the spine Maybe you're just rolling through the forward folds and Vinyasa bends. Good. And we'll come to our forward fold once more. Bring those feet about hip width apart. Then with an inhale, find a gentle halfway lift. And draw your hands to your heart center, your shoulders draw back and down. Feel the hamstrings light up here. Long through the spine. Slight bend of the knees if you need to. If not, those legs can be relatively straight. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms wide. Take your gaze to sky, palms touch overhead. And with an exhale, draw your hands to your heart center, Samastiti. As you inhale, arms and gaze reach to sky. Begin to catch onto your left wrist. And with an exhale, you side bend. Slowly leaning all the way over to the right side. And with an inhale, roll back through center, really good. Switch to class. And as you exhale, side bend towards the left. Keep trying to spin the heart open towards the sky. And with an inhale, both arms reach to sky. Gentle back bend, squeeze the glutes. Slight shift to the hips forward. And on your next exhalation, fold all the way down and in. Good. Heel toe those feet all the way together. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink the hips deep. Reach the arms out in front of you. External rotation through the arms, so your pinkies are pointing down, your thumbs are facing up. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and then sink into the hips. Just take a few deep belly breaths here. Soften the jaw. Beautiful. Take one more inhale. Then as you exhale, fold. Ha. So they walk all the way up to your downward facing dog. Find a moment of stillness here. Just taking a few breaths, potentially setting an intention for your practice today. Then with an inhale, find three-legged dog, your right heel flips to sky. Ground down through that left heel, bend the right knee, open the hip. Really try and squeeze the right heel towards the buttock, lift that right knee as high as possible. Then with an inhale, right leg straightens, hips square. As you exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest, pause, lift the hips, gaze forward, right foot lightly lands. As you inhale, lengthen the heart through, coming onto the fingertips, and you just bounce. Bouncing through the hips, driving through that back left heel. Just working into your left hip flexor. Working into some form of depth here, whatever that looks like. Beautiful. Then stop bouncing, your left knee softens down, your hips draw back as your right leg straightens. Let's find some bounces here. Big breaths. Just warming the body up with some movements. Trying to prime the muscles for what is to come. Then stop your bouncing, walk your hands forward, heel toe that right foot all the way to the right side of the mat, find a lizard lunge. And as you inhale, your right arm twizzles open towards the sky. As you exhale, you bend that right arm and you target your right elbow, feel left thumb. Twizzle. As you inhale, open up, right arm to sky. Exhale, twist. One more deep inhale, right arm opens. Exhale, twist, maybe targeting that right elbow for the floor. Sink into the hips. Good. As you inhale, open up. As you exhale, right hand reaches back, left heel draws towards the body. You find monkey tail. If you have the foot, great, kick and twist. If you don't, just keep reaching with that right hand and drawing that left heel in as much as possible. Good. From here, releasing the right hand down towards the mat, tucking the left toe silently, stepping back downward facing dog. With an inhale, you ripple forward to your high plank. Exhale to move through your push-up. And slowly lower down. 3, 2, pause, low plank on 1. With an inhale, untuck the toes, find your back bend, shoulders draw back and down. And with an exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha's Vinyasa. Inhale, left heel floats to sky, three-legged dog. Ground that right heel, bend the knee, open the hip as you exhale. Really peel that left hip open. Good. As you inhale, left leg straightens, hips square. Knee to nose, chin to chest. Grip the mat with the fingertips, rounding through the spine. Gaze forward, left foot lands, coming onto the fingertips, sinking the hips. Bounce. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. A little bit longer through the spine. A little bit more power through that back right leg. Bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2. On one, right knee softens down. Hips draw back, left leg straightens as you fold. And then find those bounces one more time. Like a little woodpecker here. Just making your way down leg tree. Good. Stop the bouncing. Come forward. Heel toe that left foot wide. Coming into your lizard lunge. Then with an inhale, twizzle open, more length through the spine. As you exhale, bend the left elbow. Twizzle. Elbow touches the earth. Inhale to open up. Broaden across your chest. Exhale. Twizzle. Bend. Good. One more. Inhale, open. Keep sinking the hips forward and down. Exhale to twist. Inhale, open up. Exhale, left fingertips reach back. Heel draws the buttocks. Kick and twist. Open up a little more. Draw that right shoulder down the back body. Good. Releasing that left hand down to the mat. Tuck the toes. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripples you forward to the high plank. As you exhale, move through your push-up, lower, and raise. And slowly lower down for 3, 2. On one, untuck the toes. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, rolling over toes. Downward facing dog. With an inhale, the right heel floats to sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest. Pause. Gaze forward, right foot lightly lands at the top of the mat. Begin to shift all of your weight forward, bending as deeply as you can into that right knee. Hands can be to heart, hands can just be dangling by your side. But we're really trying to challenge the ankle mobility of that right leg. If you did this last week's, I think it was Monday class, would have been the ankle mobility class. If you did that, this pose might be a little bit familiar to you. Good. Fingertips touch down to the earth. Hips draw back, right leg straightens as you fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Keep this halfway lift. Right hip draws back. Left hip squares forward. And keeping that flat spine, can you fold? Long lines here. Beautiful. Gazing forward, bending into the right knee. Hands draw to your heart center. Find your warrior 3. Good. Keep driving long and strong through your back, left leg. Keep drawing your shoulders back and down and not locking out through that right leg, but not bending the knee too much. With an inhale, tilt up, your left knee drives in towards your chest. We have 3 skater squats. So slowly begin to draw that left heel towards the buttocks. Tap the left toes down, but super light. They're just there for balance. Bend all the way down, left knee taps, drive stand tall. 1. Good. 2 more like that. Foot lands, lower down. All the strength is in the right leg. 2. Lower down, tap, drive. 3. Good. From here, left heel reaches out, touches the earth, sink all the way down, coming into your high bird pose. We have 20 raises and lowers. Excuse me as I adjust my mat pack, staying in your high bird pose. From here we have those 20 raises and lowers. Let's go for it now. We'll lower down, raise 1, 2, Stick with me if you can. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, low boat pose. From here we're going to kick our legs overhead, roll, plant the feet, and find chair pose. Kicking legs overhead, drive down, feet land, chair pose, sink in. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, fold. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step or float, high plank. Move through your push-up to lower, and raise. And slowly lower down for 3, 2, on 1, pause. Untuck the toes, inhale back, and exhale, rolling over toes, downward facing dog. With an inhale, the left heel floats to the sky, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest, pause. Gaze forward, left foot lands, sinking into that left knee, that left ankle as much as possible. Trying to drive that knee further forward. That left heel can come off the ground if you want to. Building that ankle mobility. We're here for 3, 2, fingertips land on 1, hips draw back, left leg straightens as you fold, extended pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway lift. Those actions again, left hip pulls back, right hip squares forward, then you sink over the leg with an elongated spine. Taking in a few breaths here. Beautiful, guys. Begin to bend into the left knee, drive into the left leg, warrior 3. Keep leaning out over the front line of your mat. Shift the weight a little further forward into your toes. Then begin to rise, right knee draws into chest. We have those 3 skater squats. Heel draws the buttocks, right toes tap, lower down, drive stand tall 1, lower down, drive stand tall 2, lower down, drive stand tall 3, good. Right heel touches the earth, sink all the way down, modified pistol squat, high boat pose. We have 20 raises and lowers. Let's go. Lower, raise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, low boat pose. Going for that chair pose. Kick your legs, drive down, feet land. My mat got caught. Chair pose. Shoulders draw back and down, longer through the spine. Spread the toes and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Your journey to high plank. Moving through your push up to lower and raise. And slowly lower down for 3, 2, on 1, inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. With an inhale, right heel floats to sky, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, or wild thing, stepping that right foot over and away. Driving the hips towards the sky. Reaching with your right fingertips. Beautiful, gazing down, right hand lands, 3-legged dog, right heel to float. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest, pause. Gaze forward, right foot lands, coming deep, 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 deep into that right knee. Reaching the heart further forward. Beautiful, pyramid pose maybe with no hands. Hips draw back, right leg straightens as you fold. you can keep your hands on your body and then hands not touching the ground. So fingers can be down, but if not, they can raise towards the sky, and just embrace that challenge and draw your hands to your heart center. Warrior 3, coming onto your right leg alone, longer through the left leg, longer through the spine. And slowly start to stand tall, left knee draws into chest. 2 options, we have 3 skater squats, same as before, or 3 pistol squats. Whatever you want to do, go for it. Let's lower down, raise 1, lower down, raise 2, 1, lower down, raise 3, lost my balance there. This time, lower all the way down, that left leg reaches out, high boat pose, high to low boat 20 times, let's go. Lower, raise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, low boat pose, kick legs, chair pose, my friends. Sink the hips down and in. If you hear that banging, there's my dog playing outside, I apologize. And place the hands down to the mat. Crow pose. Challenge yourself here. If crow pose isn't for you, maybe you're just halfway down in a push-up position, holding. Something that's going to challenge your shoulders. Something that's going to challenge your mind. We're here for 3, 2, high plank on 1. Find your push-up, lower, and raise. And slowly lower down for 3, 2, 1, pause. Untuck toes, inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. I hope you're building up some form of a sweat, because I am. With an inhale, the left heel floats. As you exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, drive into your wild things, if that is where you were going. Keep twizzling your heart open. Good, gaze down. Left hand lands, 3-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, chin to chest. Gaze forward, left foot lands. Sink into that left foot. Catching your breath here. Driving that left knee as far forward, really trying to challenge that ankle. And we'll come to our pyramid pose. If you did, my hands on the last side, and it felt okay, go for it on this side. It's a little bit more work there to try not to lock out that left leg. Beautiful, bending the left knee, hands draw to your heart center. Coming up, Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Stand tall, right knee drives into chest. Our 3, same single leg raises and lowers. You know your options, let's go for it now. Lower down, raise 1, lower down, raise 2, 1 more, lower down, raise 3, lower all the way down, high boat pose, 20 raises and lowers, it ain't changing, let's go lower, raise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, find that smile, 17, 18, 19, 20, low boat pose, holding 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, kick those legs, chair, pose, Utkatasana, sinking in. Ooh. Holding for 3, 2 on 1, plant the palms, crow pose. As I was saying, if you want to, soften those knees down and just find a halfway push-up. Or if crow pose is where you are, you're holding, you're squeezing the heels towards the buttocks a little more, driving the knees into the tricep, gripping the mat with the fingertips. And we'll go to high plank in 3, 2, shoot on 1. Find a push up, lower, and raise. And slowly lower down for 3, 2, on 1, untuck toes. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward. Facing dog. Soften the heels down. The knees down, untuck the toes. Come into your hero's pose. Your lightning bolt pose. Palms turn up on the thighs. Slow that breath down. Ooh, I think I'm talking to myself more than I'm talking to you. So, we have two more things to get through, excuse me. This next movement is going to be from a high plank. What we're going to do, high plank, lower to low plank, 5 second lower, pause in low plank for 5 seconds, and then drive up high plank, back to, actually no, we won't go back to downward facing dog. We'll just go straight into the next lower. We have 3 of those. After that, we have 3 back bends, and then we're done. So, let's mosey into downward facing dog. Get yourself set for this last little bit of work, this last little push. And with an inhale, you ripple forward, high plank. Knees can lower down here if you want to. Then we'll slowly lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, pause on 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, drive, high plank. That's 1, we have 2 more, lower down, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause, 5, 4, 3, 2, drive up, high plank. 1 more, core squeezes, glutes, squeeze, lower down, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause, 5, 4, 3, 2, drive. Wah. Beautiful guys, downward facing dog. Just taking a moment here to bounce the chest through towards the feet. We have 3 rounds of back bends. So make your way through and onto your back body, just to open up through the frontal chain of the body. You know, we did a little bit of wild thing, but there's a lot of pushing, a lot of pressing, a lot of rounding through the spine. So we're going to start with a bridge pose for the first round, and then the next 2 rounds, you can go straight into wheel, or you can stay with your bridge pose. So setting yourself up for your bridge, take an inhale. And as you exhale, drive through the heels, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes. And you can walk the shoulders in and underneath if you want to. Try to keep the legs drawn in towards the midline so they're straight, they're not splaying out. And activating through the glutes really helps this. And slowly lower down, sink the hips down. Maybe drop the knees in towards the midline. So 2 more exercises to get through. Can you stay focused on the task at hand? Can you stick with the breath? Can you be present in your body? So set yourself up. If you're going for bridge, set yourself up for bridge. If you're going for wheel, flip the hands, take an inhale. As you exhale, drive. Good, and if you want to slowly walk the feet a little further in, raise onto the tippy toes, that is up to you. Taking some good long inhales, nice smooth exhales. And if you're in wheel, when you soften down into a bridge, just to keep that arch through the spine. Takes a little while to open up through the frontal chain of the body. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on, 1. Sink down. If you're in wheel, you're in bridge. You can stay in bridge if you'd like to, if you were there previously, or you can sink the hips down to the mat. Working some deep breaths, particularly longer exhales. Beautiful. Without further ado, we have our final round of back bends, so let's go for it. Set the hands up, set the feet up, and press into your back bend. If you're in wheel, keep trying to press your heart space through your upper arms. Or if you've done your asana wheel pose, for me, feels quite challenging, but also feels so good. It's so right that it's wrong. Wherever you are, we're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, on, 1. Sink down. Soles of feet touch. Knees lay wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand on your heart space, one hand on your belly. Deep breaths. Slowing it all down. My friends, there was a lot of hard work in that class, so please stay here for as long as you need. As always, it was an honor sharing what I teach with you, and I thank you for sharing your practice with me. Always remember, today is going to be a good day. Namaste.